Hey, Status D, please like and subscribe. Please click on the Deck Heroes icon. Click on subscribe. It's 100% free. Blood in, blood out. And don't forget to click on the Deck Heroes icon. Just don't forget to click on notifications, just so that you don't miss any amazing content. Okay, so this is a juicy. I love this woman here, Tony TKO. She's got the older woman's perspective. I've got the older man's perspective. We've got this young man's perspective on the left as well. I'm not talking about myself. With his do-rag on, is what it is. So this one's about why women can live with mothers. Why women can live with mothers and men can't. Broke black man something. Let's see what he's going to say. He is going to make a reference. I have seen this before, but I saw it like about a week ago. I did have a quick look at the first couple of seconds. He's going to talk about whether that romantic notion of what does a woman look for in a man, and is she going to judge him on his finances? And you know, well, isn't it about love? Shouldn't she fall in love with a man who's even got a bus pass, like the great Eddie Griffin once said in a comedy sketch? Anyway, let's go and see what he's got to say.
I remember back in the day, a man could be on the bus and a woman would still love him. You know what I'm saying? I ride the bus and I live with my mama. You know what I'm saying? I help out with bills. You know what I'm saying? I ain't making that much. But why is it that women don't want to talk to a man that, you know what I'm saying, he's trying his best and because he don't have a car, or he might still stay home with his mom? Why y'all making a big deal about that? You know what I'm saying?
So because he asked, I'm going to answer his question. There are two types of men out there. There are the kind of men that actually prepare to be a boyfriend, a fiance, or a husband. These are the kind of men that are trying to get their degrees, trying to get raises and promotions, trying to get their certification, getting their diploma, getting their credit together, trying to get their own place. These are men that are trying to establish themselves so they can actually be a catch and an asset to whoever comes into their life. And there are also men who are waiting on the woman that you meet to come along and quote unquote build with. Why are you waiting on her to arrive for you to pick up your hammer and nails? You already know before she gets here you need your own place. You already know you need your own transportation. You already know you need a better job. So what exactly do you want her to come in there and do? And the thing about it is, I'm sure he's met plenty of women who will give him a chance at the bus stop, on the bus. But the thing about it is, I believe that he thinks he's too good for those women. He wants the women who don't want him. And he's trying to make those women feel guilty about it, talking about, I remember when women used to love men who didn't have anything going for themselves. Then go find those women.
I remember back in the day, a man could be on the bus.
You know what? Before the host actually gives their point of view, let's give a quick summary. So he's at the bus stop. He lives with his mama. Other woman comes in and says, listen, just focus on your degree, your promotions, and establish yourself. Get your assets together so that you are a catch. She's 100% correct. 100% correct. Why would anybody or the other half of this relationship tie themselves to somebody who's got no foundations and hasn't proven himself to have the drive? Well, maybe he hasn't mentioned it. You know, he mentions broke in the upper middle. If he's still living at home anyway, yeah, he hasn't necessarily got the foundations to sustain anything. I think that women do have a lot to lose, and I think the way that they assess things, generally speaking, whilst flawed sometimes, is corrected as much as don't tie yourself to somebody who hasn't got any foundation to sustain himself, let alone a family. The bit that I disagree with often from the female side is where they're looking for him to prove that by spending whatever resource he's got on some absolute bullshit. You know what I mean? If he's paying for you to get your nails done, but that money could go towards your future kid or towards your future house or to somehow a rainy day pot or something like that, then you're both losing. You know what I mean? And I don't think a man owes somebody who he's not married to anything in terms of trying to prove that he's a provider. He's a provider as soon as you're in a kind of marriage contract. Then of course, more so than I say spending off that resource on some real tedious petty crap that nobody really gives a shit about on either side. You know what I mean? But anyway, going back to the foundations, yeah, you need, brother, where is he? There. You need to focus on what is your long-term sustainable path of employment, so that you have the resources to be able to look after yourself and then look after a family. If a woman takes it upon herself to see your potential, that, you know, well, you are going to get there, fair enough. And if she you know, has put that lottery ticket in and it doesn't work out, then shame on her, because she had too much to lose. And that's why in other videos I say, younger women should be looking at men who are already established, and that's not going to be men in their early 20s. It's ridiculous. And like what she said, he should be focused on his degree, his promotions. If he hasn't, with or without a degree, he's going to focus on making himself sustainable in order to be attractive. And until then, she should be looking at the talent pool that can provide what she's looking for, or very likely to offer it. That might be him. It might be him, because we don't really know enough about him. But if it's not, he's not to be considered. You know what I mean? Maybe he's to be considered just for what it is, for the short term. You know what I mean? It's like rolling the dice, because it's say you roll that dice long enough, you may come up unlucky. You know what I mean? I'm talking about protection breaking down if you're going to take it down that route. But either way, you'll still be wasting time that you could be looking for your husband. So anyway, let's see what the host is going to say. And just to summarize, I agree with the woman that came before as well.
Maybe he can't find those women. And it's true. Is he talking to people on the bus stop? Because I can't imagine that a person on the bus stop is making fun of him for being on the bus. You're all both on the bus together. See, part of the issue is that these men, they see the magazines and they see the Instagram baddies and they see all of these beautiful, beautiful women that they don't have access to. And they are wanting those women to lower their standards to give him access. Meanwhile, he's not lowering his standards. Okay, if you are on the bus and those women think that they're too good for you, sir, lower your standards. And then perhaps the woman that you see with a bunch of trash bags and the shopping cart, why don't you try to get with her and be like, look, I got a bus pass, I got a monthly pass, and I got a few slices of bread. You know what I'm saying? Why is the impetus constantly for them to try to get women to lower their standards rather than them just lower their standards to the woman who would think that he's a great catch? Why not? You could be like, I could carry your trash bag for you. I mean, why isn't he doing that?
She's taking the P, but I actually agree with her. You know what I mean? From his low level, he can't reach for beyond what he can attain. You know, but he can hope for it, but he can't. If he can't reach, then it's gonna be a real good trick to sustain it. You know what I mean? Because that would involve her sustaining him. You know what I mean? So presumably he'd have to be some next level stunner. But he's not a bad looking man, but he's not a Tyson Beckford. You know what I mean? I don't think it's gonna happen. So if he's playing low odds and looking at sexual market value, living at home, it says broke, you know, attractiveness rating is kind of in that kind of average kind of zone. Yeah, he needs to work on self and do everything that the other lady said, basically. Everything that the other lady said. The other thing I wanted to say was, listen, we're just taking this guy's point of view, that they're kind of turning him down for being broke, right? But he's a young man, right? He's a young man. There could be 1,000 reasons. Maybe it's because you've got a do-rag on and it looks like you just come from your mum's house and it looks like you haven't got any ambition. You know what I mean? Because you're broke at the end of the day. So let's not just take the inference for what it is. We can, based on the available known information, if we ain't bringing that, there could be 1,000 other reasons why he got turned down for what the reasons he's aware of. Otherwise, you've got to do what the host said is date within your level. Then, you know what I mean? Date somebody in a similar circumstance because you ain't ready yet. You know what I mean? And if you were going to be if you are upperly mobile to get to where you intend to get to, then you need to show that potential. You know what I mean? In that case, then you'd have to be dressing the part. So we're both from the same community, same culture. I don't think you're dressing the part right now. You know what I mean? In terms of putting across upwardly mobile. But it depends what level of girl that you're trying to go for as well. If you're trying to go for a 10 and you're in that average zone, then it's not going to happen for that reason. But anyway, I don't want to get drawn into the maybe, so let's go forwards.
Because you see, each and every day, there are men who have very little, and women are still giving them a chance. But then the men like him, he's not looking at why. Why are the women that he is approaching not giving him a chance? And what does he do about that? How does he recalibrate? So yeah, I don't know.
100% agree. Very interesting little kind of tidbit. Short, relatively quick video, and much more to come. Anyway, please like, subscribe, click on the notifications so you don't miss any amazing content. Daddy Steve and I am out.